Welcome to SDH's coverage of everything going on in USL League One. We'll take you backward before we go forward. Get you ready as the season is winding down. Who's in, who's out, who's chasing, who's being chased. We'll lay it all out for you here over the next little bit. But as always, we've got to go backward before we go forward and go over the last 7 days. Shootouts to start things out in the midweek last week. Warner Park, Papillon, Nebraska, Union Omaha, a 7-goal thriller knocked off North Carolina FC to get the points at home by the final of 4-3. In this one, it was a goal in the 9th for Omaha, goal in the 11th for North Carolina, goal at 45 plus 2, goal in the 59th by Steven Dos Santos. It made it 3-1. Noe Meza scored to make it 4-1. Rafa Mensingen ended up at 4-2 in the 85th, and then Pop at 90 plus 4 made it 4-3. But full points, just the crowd under 2,700. Joe Surgan in the middle, and it was full points for your Murder Owls. The other game almost had as many goals in it. Hailstorm continues their rush to the top, knocking off Lex SC by the final of 3-2 at Future Legends. Crowd of just under 1,000 was there. And goals in the 16th, the 43rd, and the 55th made it 3-0. Then Mafana Fakile scores in the 75th. And then Don Smart scores in the 87th from the spot, and that made it 3-2. Could get no closer. That was your final as Hailstorm knocks off Lex SC. Then on the weekend, 0 seemed to be the magic number for most of it. Charlotte shuts out Chattanooga by the final of 3-0. North Carolina FC goes on the road to Paladin Stadium on the campus of Furman University, shuts out Greenville 2-0. Forward Madison and 1 Knox had a goalless draw at Breeze Stevens, and that gets us to our match of the week. Once again, Warner Park and Papillon, Nebraska. Union Omaha, Richmond Kickers. Here's your highlights, courtesy of our friends at USL League One, ESPN Plus, and YouTube.
Match time temperature at 84 degrees. So here we go. Can the Owls extend their league record winning streak to 8, or can Richmond stun them with their first win since July? Early touch. Dos Santos unable to hold that up that time. Pulled back to Fitzgerald. 20 minutes gone. And Richmond arguably with the better of the play so far. Like a late boot left in there and a whistle behind the play. This will be a free kick for Richmond in the first card of the night, shown to Steven Dos Santos, who's trying to press but apparently left the foot in too long. Can Richmond make this pay off now? Into the box they go. Right-footed effort straight at McGrain. Nil Vignoles struck it decently well. Madison and Knoxville 0-0. Also heading for the 30th minute there. Dos Santos. Here is Brewer. And Brewer motors to the end line. Brewer is cut back. And it falls at the back post, and it's volleyed over by Brito. Best chance of the match so far. And it should have been the opening goal. Takes a deflection off of Gallardo, and it just wouldn't sit down enough for Brito. Unable to get over the top of it on that half volley. Union Omaha, though, have been able to find ways to win even when being outpossessed, even though they do consider themselves a possession-based team, Dom Casciato has said. They've not had the majority of the possession in most of these 7 consecutive victories. They've averaged about 47%. Here's a crack from distance, well over from Joao Gomiro. Luis Heel able to keep that under his foot. And now it's Heel continuing on. Crowd hollering for a foul. Now it's pulled back for one. And we'll see if there's further action on this. I think Velimir Stefanovic had a talk with his assistant referee to make sure he had the number right. Although unable to win the second ball, able to get to the next one. Here's Brewer. His cross, volleyed down, but wide. In the Open Cup against El Paso. Most of those have come in the last month and a half. Here's a crack from distance, straight at Akira Fitzgerald. First shot on target for Omaha in this first half. So a strong first half performance by Richmond again tonight. The challenge for them in recent weeks has been sustaining that over a full 90 minutes. Still time for them to snatch something before half. O'Dwyer's cross, a really good one intended for Bentley. Knocked down and worked clear by Suahi. Awkward one for Omaha to deal with. Now can they counter? Dos Santos, heavy first touch. Still clattering after it, Dos Santos, then dragged back by his shirt. That will be a card. And a Hale varsity yellow card to Joel Gomiro. What can Connor Doyle conjure from this corner? Doyle's flat ball in. Rising with the head, and it's in! And it's a breakthrough for the record breakers. 7 wins in a row, and they're back in flight again. As well as they'd hung in there tonight, they concede straight from a corner, and the Owls have that long-awaited lead. That was left short for Fitch, and Brewer intercepted, and Brewer goes on the overlapping run, and Brewer sprints down this left line, and Brewer slides in Meza. It's Noe Meza. Meza onto his right, pulls it to the top of the area. Heel! He finally finds the net this year. His first of the season. He's been snake-bitten in 2023. He's done everything else for the team, and he may have just salted away their 8th consecutive victory. 2-0 to the Owls in the 82nd minute. Lead in assists, but every player wants to score. He's hit posts, he's hit crossbars, he's had miraculous saves against him, he's had defenders make incredible goal line clearances. Every possible way you can be denied a goal. So 6 second half stoppage time goals conceded on the year. Not great. They've managed it okay. Ball heaved into the box, and it bounces in, and it's happened again. And Richmond do have a goal back, and still 5 minutes of stoppage time at least remaining. And it does come from a throw, and the Kickers are still in this. 2-1. And hope for Richmond. The throw was taken by Chris Cole, and it's an own goal off Shaft Brewer. Grain hanging it up for Meza. Booted up into the air by Moran. Forward by Dolabella, who committed a foul in the process. Nil Vignals asking for a card, and there will be one. And Richmond wanting to put that ball back into play. They had to retrieve it first. So Dolabella into the book in the 94th minute. And there's the final whistle. And the streak continues. It's another broken record for Union Omaha as the Owls extend the best run in League One history with an 8th consecutive win.
Busy week for Union Omaha. Full points across the board. Didn't stop there. Sunday at Future Legends, Northern Colorado got full points on the week. 2-1 winners over South Georgia Tormenta. And then at Fresno State Soccer Stadium, the last match of the week, Central Valley and Lex SC. It was a 2-2 draw, but there are stories that are attached to the action off the field that the USLPA is getting involved in, apparently confrontations at another home match between Fuego fans and visiting players. And so we'll keep an eye on that and follow the USL Players Association on the Twitters or on the X or the 280-character app, and they will continue to have all of the details with that particular incident off of that match, which sends us into the standings. Handful of matches to go in the regular season. We're at 26 matches or 27 for most. North Carolina 1 point ahead of Northern Colorado. Northern Colorado unbeaten, was a 4-game win streak, unbeaten in their last 5. Union Omaha, behind on goal difference, has 49 points. They've won their last 5, but once again, same number of wins as Northern Colorado. Going to have to pay attention to that. Group number 2, Charlotte is by themselves in 4th right now at 43 points. 27 matches played, however. Forward Madison at 26 matches played. They have not won in their last 5. They only have 2 points in their last 5 matches, 3 losses along the way. They're at 38 points. Greenville has lost 2 of 3. They're at 37 points. That's your playoff bar. Now, One Knox is at 36 points, unbeaten in their last 5. South Georgia Tormenta, 27 matches. Everyone else has played 27 matches. Tormenta at 32 points. They've lost 2 in a row. Lex SC has only 1 win in their last 5. They're at 29 points. Kickers, 28 points. They've lost 4 of 5. Chattanooga is at 24 points, having hit each column once in their last 3. And Central Valley's at 5-16-5 and a goal difference of -17. 20 points on the year, 3 points in their last 5 matches. So that sets up where things are currently with the standings with only a handful of matches to go. Team of the week for Week 26, dominated by clubs closing in on postseason, presented by our friends at Konami eFootball. Player of the week, Pedro Dolabella from Union Omaha. 3 goal contributions and a pair of wins that we discussed previously. He, less than a year since being named the inaugural MLS Next Pro 22 Best 11 Sao Paulo FC youth product. He's got a fantastic season going in Omaha, 4 goals on the season as he has continued to grow. And you look at the rest of the rundown, player of the week once again from Omaha. In net, Austin Pack from Charlotte. Your back line, Lucky Opara from Hailstorm, along with teammate Arthur Rogers. Nick Spielman from Charlotte also is a part of that back line of 3. Dolabella is a part of the midfield with Luis Gil, his teammate. Marky Hernandez from Hailstorm, Rafa Mensingen, and Jaden Cervania from North Carolina FC. Wallace Anderson from North Carolina and Ates Diouf, your 2 forwards up top. Your bench, Sean Lewis from One Knox, Jacob Kroll from forward Madison Avion Flanagan from Charlotte, Alexi Suahi, Joe Brito, and Noe Meza from Union Omaha, and Danny Robles from Northern Colorado Hailstorm. Don't forget the Fan Zone. You can make sure to be kept up to date with as much information as humanly possible. So go to uslleagueone.com, and you can get everything you need to know. Sign in, check in the Fan Zone with your fellow fans in USL League One. Also, don't forget as well, when it comes to the social media aspect of it, signing up on the 280-character app, the Facebook, and on the IG or the Gram or the Insta, or all 3 of those. All the social media at uslleagueone.com. And you can continue to follow along with the league, not just in season, but 24/7, 365. You look at USL League One, and we do have matches in the midweek when you look at the schedule coming up, but it's a little later than normal. It's traditionally like your Wednesday, Saturday, not happening that way this week. It's the one match on Thursday at Breeze Stevens. Forward Madison and Richmond. Richmond can come in and be a bit of a spoiler for Forward Madison right now, 8 o'clock Thursday night. Saturday, that sets up the big night as always. 4 matches going on in USL League One. 7 o'clock at WakeMed. Tormenta, must-win situation, really, if they're going to try to close in on the playoff bar at North Carolina FC. Union Omaha at CHI Memorial at 7:30, taking on Chattanooga. 7:30 at Regal Soccer Stadium. One Knox is hosting Greenville Triumph. Central Valley has a home game, 10 o'clock Eastern Time, going up against Northern Colorado Hailstorm. Your one match on Sunday, Lex SC is hosting Charlotte Independence as Lexington tries to be a bit of a spoiler when it comes to the Independents working their way up the standings. So once again, let you know before we go, fans' choice for Goal of the Week for Week 26. And you can vote on it through September 14th, Thursday, 12:30 Eastern Time, through all of the multiple platforms attached to USL League One and the official USL app. Noah Powder from Northern Colorado, Rafa Mensingen from North Carolina against Omaha, Luis Gil for Omaha against Richmond, and Alexis Cerritos for Central Valley going up against Lex SC. So it's Powder, Mensingen, Luis Gil, and Alexis Cerritos. That is your Goal of the Week nominees through September 14th, Thursday, 12:30 in the afternoon. And you can vote for your choice for Goal of the Week every single week at uslleagueone.com. And that'll do it for everything going through at USL League One as the race tightens up in a couple of different places. Up top in the standings, and those trying to get into the playoffs or stay in the playoffs right there at the 4, 5, 6, 7 position, keeping an eye on all of that with the season winding down when it comes to regular season activity. If you are in market, our request for you is to go and catch USL League One action, some of the most competitive around when it comes to the U.S. Soccer Pyramid. You can follow along on local providers. If you are not in market, and if you are out of market, you can either follow along on local providers or at ESPN Plus, the platform that has all the action for USL League One all season long. That's your story in USL League One for everybody here. I'm just John. Played safe, everybody. Enjoy the activity of USL League One. We'll catch up with you next week.
There can be only one!